What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video for y'all. Today this is going to be another tournament review. This is from Summer Jam. So this one is special because it is, to my knowledge, the first offline major event for Guilty Gear Strive. So this tournament actually was the day after Jacko released, so they decided to just ban her and run it on the last patch, so the EVO patch. So this tournament is running on 1.07. Currently, we're on 1.09. So, compared to like the past couple months, where I was basically doing once a week online tournaments, maybe two, but generally one. I'm not trying to like burn myself out really. In August, I didn't really compete online at all. I basically just played Evo, which I mean that was online, but not like the scale was just much bigger, right? And then this was the other tournament I was aiming for. So, this is versus Eno, is what we're starting with, versus Eno. This is like, I want to say pools winners round like 2 or 3. For people who are wondering, this tournament was about 300 entrants, I think a little bit more than that. Yeah, I'm playing in the last pool against Menace Eno. This is the last time we're going to see Eno like this. So, Eno's, I don't know how much actually the matchup strategy is going to change just because of her movement, but like a lot of playing against Eno is kind of just letting her flail, for lack of a better word, and then depending on your range, you pick your spot. Like if you're far enough and you see Stroke the big tree coming, you just hit it. The dive is a little bit tricky to deal with, and then it's like, just pay attention to JH and try to air versus air it if possible with like JS. This whole tournament also was 3 out of 5, the entire tournament, as far as format. So yeah, I'm just trying to pin him down here. I had a feeling that he's probably not too used to playing against Milia. I had 50, so I was going for that. Boom! Doesn't get there far enough or fast enough. That's a good confirm. Just keep him in the corner. Okay, bring him down. Each disc. This should be safe jump. Just kidding. Imagine missing that. That kinda sucks. Okay. Reacting a little bit slow to the H stroke, but I mean, like, you can't look that one is kind of tricky sometimes. Like I mentioned it against Leo too. Like if they're relying on delay cancel that thing you can throw whatever a character has, then it actually like opens up a bunch of other options. So it's okay to take the +3 and like FD to follow up or something. Okay, waiting. The horizontal dive was good. This is something I'm so trash at. I actually don't think it's because of the new S-Disc, it's not going to be as much of a problem, but I've always been, like, pretty bad at confirming, like, when I do S-Disc PRC, and then the dude gets hit, I'm like, I know what I'm supposed to do, it's just, like, I just miss it all the time. That was a great dash, went right over my button. 6H, S-Stroke. Don't forget, S-Stroke is, like, -6, -7, something like that. So try not to let her take turns after that. Okay, I'm pulling up hard. S-Disc PRC. 2 selection, but I miss it. It's all good. I'm gonna try to chip a flush shaker. Ooh, the double overhead. No, I want it. Give it to me. Oh no. Super. Yeah, that throw was like from downtown. I was pretty surprised. Okay, 2H. Alright, see, man's moving. The S-stroke missed, so like I didn't do anything really. Okay, we got the throw for punish. Jump heavy? No, he tried to backstab. Can't do that. Unfortunately in this version. Unfortunately for the opponent. Fortunately for me, but unfortunately for the opponent. Yeah, in Exer there was way more spots where you could like backdash, where in this game it's like you basically can't ever do it. There's only like one spot where you can reliably do it. Cash out? No, I'm a little. Maybe I could have broke the wall. That's been one of my bad, one of my bad spots. Like, I've been thinking about this a ton since Evo. Like, sometimes I just think near the end of the round, I don't close the way I should. I've been trying to pay attention to that a little bit more. It's kind of hard when you're doing stuff off 2K2D, but like in other spots, you can kind of do it. Okay. Kind of mess up the tournament trick. It's fine. +3, I just back off. I think she has to do stroke in order to chase backstep. And Mia's backstep is really fast. Okay, a million things are happening. You guys already know. Like, here's a perfect example. Like, I can't guarantee I would have killed, but like, I already had 50 meter for septum. Like, I went for another mix-up anyway. It's fine, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, like just being a pinch more optimal would probably help me. I've actually been thinking too about like maybe doing some mix-up selections where and not so much off disc, but like off like meter usage. Where like one thing's about like hair car, fast RC, right? So like the low, you don't really get anything off the low. You know, you get 2K2D discs, you get the implied damage. But then the high, you get like a full combo. So like I've been trying to think of like more ways of evening out the risk return of my mix-ups sometimes. Especially when I spend meter. Like off disc, I think it's fine the way I do it for the most part. There's some things I want to do better, but like as far as meter usage, I definitely want to like try to improve that aspect of it. Okay, so my next set is against Vermilion Hasu. I think sponsor tag's Vermilion. He's playing Potemkin, so I saw him playing Eno. I think his main is Eno, and he just used Potemkin as a counterpick to Milia, I guess. Not a bad choice, to be honest, because the way, like, when Potemkin beats Milia, it's really fast, and it's kind of a meme. So a lot of this match is, like, heavy focus on avoiding the bad situation, which is getting cornered and him shooting you with the gun. Now, I practice this match a lot, and you're going to see a lot of different routing compared to like other characters. So like for example in Exerd, there's a few character specific combos on Potemkin, heavyweights in general, that you could use to get the damage close-ish to her normal damage, which is pretty good because Potemkin has like the most life, right? But my standard routing, the biggest problem I had against Potemkin at the beginning was that my standard routing against characters, you know, like you notice how like I'll loop mix-ups mid-screen a lot. Like, oh, I do the cross, they block it, I'm cool. I go for the high-low reset situation. Sometimes that could happen 4 or 5 times. That's cool. Like, I'm getting resource, you know, the damage does add up. But the issue is, against Potemkin is actually pretty bad because like you're against him, you're truly not doing any fucking damage. There's no way to put it. And you're giving him meter. And once he gets meter, he is really, really strong. Like, Milia's not that good at dealing with Hammerfall PRC. You're giving him a free guarded up. So, like, if he does hit you somehow with a good hit, especially near the corner, that gives him meaty guarded impact, then you're extra boned because he's going to get another one. He should honestly spend a meter on BRC and either just do it again, go for high-low, in the slowdown. Like, there's a bunch of stuff he can do. So you don't want him to just have that resource available. He also, because he can't move that much, he gets meter faster than other characters. His guard bar is better than other characters, the other stuff too. So the way I set up on him, and I basically just like try to cash out all the time, like for damage. Like this hit right here, I'm probably gonna break the wall if I can. This is actually pretty ideal too, actually, because the Bad Moon didn't break the wall. I actually like, I don't know how to put it. It's kind of, I feel like it's kind of random. Like Bad Moon wall break feels low-key kind of random. So there are some times where instead of going for like Capel, I'll go for Bad Moon because I'm like, you know, even if I did a fat ass combo, Bad Moon probably won't wall break. And I'm like plus on the knockdown. I don't get like a 50-50, but I have like advantage. So I get to like push my turn. So you're gonna notice all these factors in this match of me like playing really lame, aiming for whiff punishing a bunch of stuff, cashing out on my hits heavy instead of looping mix up. Like, there's a bunch of unique things that I do against this character that I don't do to other characters. Okay, it begins. The mix begins. So, and also too, like, if I have no choice but to do 2K2D or something, then like, you know, I'm gonna do it. But for the most part, I'm gonna be aiming. Oh, he went for it. He thought I was gonna jump because I played Milia. Come on, son. Milia is an Ice Skates character. Okay, cross block. That might have been auto guarded though. Got him barely. I think if he did Potemkin Buster, he would have smoked me. So I did a JK just to protect from Mega Fist. So Potemkin gets off the ground from Mega Fist like frame 3. He high key needs this move, by the way. Like, it looks dumb, and I know you might be mad that Potemkin players be mashing on it, but his fastest move is 5 frames, and then his next fastest move is 8. Like, he's just really bad at mashing out of stuff in this game. So even though it's annoying, he does need it. Like, he does need it. It actually reminds me of a Dragon Ball reversal in this game where it's like, it's not frame 1, but like it's pretty fast and you have to call it out. And if they do forward, it's a pretty big risk. But if they do back, like, he's safe, you know. But again, you can call out. So for me, I think it's all good. Like, he high key needs that. Like there, see. So if you meaty properly, you should I'm pretty sure just hit it. But all I knew at this moment was I could hit it. I could like hit a button and then like block in case I miss it, like truly miss it. It's something I actually want to look into a little bit more now. Okay, round start guarded impact. Sheesh. Okay, go for the trick. Potemkin's traditional best round start is 2P. Most characters can't do anything about it. This is like the first version that Milia can like actually like press a button. At least in my experience, press a button and just like beat it. Like in Exert, I had to do like walk back or like preemptively jump or like things like that. So again, here I cashed out. So next hit is dead. Next hit is dead, but it's not like he can't make this comeback because here's the situation. Thankfully didn't get anything. There, I tried to capital RC. This was kind of pain. Okay, he got me. I was holding up. Okay, moving forward. He tried. This should be death. Oh no! Was I not sure? What happened? I actually can't tell you why. I just didn't combo him. Okay. Anyway, we take the round. All good. Okay, so we go to round 2. Just backing off, Capel. So I probably have enough time to hit the 6P recovery. That is something I could definitely say about this version of Milia. Like compared to like previous versions. So I'll say how I feel about pin because you know I definitely caught slack from this from other Milia players. But like basically that's a neutral tool that should be used to target specific actions that either enable a character's neutral straight up or help you deal with like moves that she can't deal with, right? Like disjointed moves or like really fast total duration moves, like just stuff like that. And like for example, like Mei would be a really good example. Surprisingly, Mei presses a lot of buttons in every version of the game, but she has her 2D is way better in Exert than in Strive, where she would like to the point where they'll be literally whiffing the 2D. Those are 2D, expressing themselves, you know. So the actual best counter for this is pin because it's just a projectile. You're not there. She's mashing on that anyway. You can just at least try to discourage her from doing that, and that leads into knockdown if you hit. So you know, people still have their let's whiff shit under Milia energy in this game, but it's low-key harder to address in this version. You have to be really good at using Capel, and then in the case that you hit them, so if you hit them backwards, you just don't get shit. But if you hit them forwards, you get plus frames. You kind of get a mix-up. You can cross them up. It's not like I don't want to say reliable. It's just like weird to do. You gotta react kind of fast. So like real talk, I actually really want them to make Capel medium counter hit. That's the one greedy change that I want for her. Besides that, I'm like, oh, she's just fucking really good. Someone's gonna be like, oh, I just want her to win in the air. It's more, I just want people to think about pressing buttons under me, which is what I liked about pin. I mean, I make it work with Capel though, so it's fine. Capel as is. When you have meter, you get a combo too. Okay, we got moves back to the wall though. Just walking back and forth a little bit. Back to the wall. There it is. Now he's going for pressure instead. Like you could straight up just do guarded off that. But it's also not bad to take your plus frames with close slash if you don't do it. You know what I mean? Like close slash is a similar situation. Obviously less plus than plus 19. It's like plus 4 and no throw involved, but it's still like very, very threatening. Okay, here I'm control space. That was a great flick. Well, I definitely went for bad moon. He's back to the wall. At this point, I'm playing mega lame. I'm like, this game's done, bro. He blocked it good. Lust Shaker. Lust Shaker. You know, that move, that sucks. He could have FD'd, but I would have taken all his meter away. Okay, so next we have top 32. It's going to be me versus K7 Leo. As a side note, I mean, I'm gonna high-key spoil you guys. My loser sets were not streamed, so I don't have any of them. I mean, before top 8, I mean, I don't have any of them. So I played, let's see, I played Furious Pellos, Nago, I played Chris G, Axl, and I played Price Dark Red, so all losers. But anyway, we have me versus K7. This is winner side, top 32. Now, people have a lot to say about this matchup. I generally think that the matchup's even, but I also feel like there's a bunch of stuff I can improve on still. I've watched this set personally already a bunch of times, and like I thought he played really well. I thought I played pretty well, but like there's a couple of really important factors I think cost me this set. This thing that Leo does, this I guess is a new thing. It's pretty cheap actually. Like you get a corner knockdown that like you have space, which is like super strong. A really big thing about Leo is like the way he hits you and stuff. You have to kind of gauge what is it okay to get hit by and what can actually come from his knockdowns, because if you compare it to Exerd, so in Exerd for defending Leo's both normal stance and back turn stance pressure were better. So it's like you actually needed to know like all the various like things he could do off each option while they're kind of just going ham and like aiming for certain things. And like for example in the forward stance, like yeah, everything's a mid, but at the same time if you don't do anything, he's literally just gonna keep on advancing over and over and over. Where in this version, it's not so much of a thing. You can't hedge against the mix-up as easily as Exerd, you know, but at the same time he doesn't get as many opportunities to do it. Like if you block it, he doesn't get to like keep going at least, unless he overextends the way he kind of just did here. There's also stuff about like what type of knockdown he hits you with. So like I just got hit by 236H like mad times, but it's gonna sound funny, it's not so bad to get hit by 236H because it only does like a fourth of the damage that throw does. So like you can take a couple of those and it's fine. The biggest thing about 236H is that the mix-up he gets off it is good. So like the different type of knockdowns are really important for letting you know what can, like how serious the mix-up is. So like for example, if he does a DP knockdown, so there are a lot of people who are like, man, Leo's DP knockdown's mad cheap, he gets mixed right away. He doesn't really get mixed, or at least a no risk mix-up right away. He can meet you with back turn K and S, but he can't meet you with the overhead. So if he does go for something, he is very clearly overextending. Where off knockdowns like his 2 and 4S, I think the move's called Turbulence, and his 236H, those are, and throw in the corner, those are really good knockdowns where like it's fucking time, you know what I mean? It's time and you gotta just guess essentially, and like there is some stuff you can react to. I've actually heard people say that Leo's overhead is reactable, I guess on PC. I don't want to go into it too much, but I was trying to block this on PS4. You really just can't block it. You can block the cross up low though. So like the cross up low is 22, so you can react to that. But if you're trying to look for that and like cross up in general, you got to give up the overhead. And if you think the overhead's coming, you just got to stand up and commit. So like it can be a pretty tough situation in that case. So yeah, I'm doing my best here. There's a couple of like unique situations that come up, like some of his defensive meter choices too are pretty interesting. I'm gonna try to point them out. It's a good 6p. So that thing, by the way, is maybe the most important factor of this whole set to me. The fuzzy jump saved my ass, by the way. The most important factor of this set is without a doubt that I don't discourage him too often with Capo. So like I did Capo over the jab anyway. And my mindset in the moment was, oh, it's not hitting, but I'm showing it, so it's fine. So I like stopped doing it. But whether or not it hits, I need to do, because I actually the day after, when I was like, man, like if I run this losers thing the whole way through, right, I'm gonna have to play him again. I need to make sure these capos hit so that he stops going for this, because you as a Milia player especially, like you can't have them feel like they could just press under you like that. It's all that will actually make you feel like Milia is a bad character. If you can't stop your opponent from like pressing buttons under you, because she's always been good at fighting that. So if you can't at least like, while I mentioned before, like it would be cool that if Capo got medium counter hit, so you get like a combo if you get a counter hit, you know, like at the very least of the current one, you get a soft down with some frame advantage, and like they're done pressing buttons against you. Which is definitely dope. It's good. It's really good to have. iOS is very sick. But I just like stopped doing it because it wasn't actually connecting. But in hindsight, I'm like, who cares? Oh, there's a 50-50 off close slash. BRC, if you catch somebody, you just always get to 50-50 them dead. Yeah, but that factor is really big. And from watching, I was like, man, like that, like you can't let him, because he gets pretty reliable. He gets a pretty reliable knockdown. See, that knockdown's not bad, so I just hold it. Okay, he gets me fast dust. Leo's happening. Here I don't think my defense was so great. Like I'm moving on stuff where, like, you know, my back's to the corner. There's like no threat at the end of the string. I tried to fucking move anyway. Okay, he goes for the YRC here. So this one is really interesting. So I did not know this beforehand, but so this carries over from Exert. If you have like a deep understanding of the Exert RC system, you would know that when you put somebody in slowdown, right? Whatever the person who slowed down inputs defensively, whether it's like burst, dead angle, whatever, it will not happen until the end of the slowdown. This game works the same. So I don't truly know when he's YRCing, but the thing I know for sure is it doesn't matter. The YRC won't happen until the end of the slowdown. So you actually, if you have like some type of meter thing and your opponent does too, and you use your meter, I would encourage you to see if there is a way for you to take advantage of this and option select it. I did not know one at this time, but now I do. It's a mix-up I'm doing already, which is nice. It's just like in the situations that came up in this set, I chose to not do it, just not thinking about that. But he consistently kept showing defensive resource after I spent my meter, which actually is like a low-key risk. Oh, good job to the people running the stream, by the way. They gave me 2 points for that. Okay. Oh, I actually don't know about sweep knockdown. I forgot to check sweep knockdown. The sweep knockdown. So he's kind of going ham. Again, he does the 5P. You don't understand how tilting that is as a Milia player, like seeing people do that. And you just watched me in a previous set against Potemkin, House of Potemkin, really punishing these. But again, like since my capo missed the first time, I was like, man. He definitely tried to air throw my first jump, by the way. So that's actually kind of caught me from NRS players. I played a couple of NRS players in this game, like not Sonic, and because Sonic knows how to attack the timing because of Dragon Ball. Where like other NRS players, they like try to hard call me with air throw. In that situation, would have been good though, because I would die. But for the most part, like I don't really care when people air throw it. Okay, we get the grab there. Safe jump. YRC baited. Okay. So I have my tournament point here. To my longtime tournament players, you know how sad this shit is about to be. It's something I focus a lot. Oh, that was a great sweep, by the way. It's something I focus on a lot in tournament. My dude's nice. That's a good. Again, I let him do it again, and then I fucking cracked and gold burst. He reset me. Overhead blocked, but I tried to move on the +5 backstep, but I tried to challenge, which you shouldn't. Cross blocked. I actually don't know so much about that, my options in that situation. So this is what I'm saying. Like I think there's still a lot more I could do against Leo. Okay, so we go to the next round. The round start sweep. So I actually didn't have a response for that at round start. Okay, I tried to backdash. He smokes me. This is what we call the classic crack. Definitely cracked. Went from having 2 tournament points. I'm still using JH. Yeah, this is just bad. Like he's doing exactly what he has to do, and then like I like again, it's so important for me to keep on picking Capel. Like don't stop picking Capel. When I watched this on my own, I was like, man, like this is pain. Okay, we get him there. But again, so Milia, even though this is before the new Love Shaker, she has a pretty strong option against DP and mashing there, and I just continue to not do it because I'm a bum. Okay. That's a good 5k. So 2k is good against his 5k, but like the rest of his moveset is good against 2k, so it's kind of tough. Wow, he tagged my jump heavy there. It was pretty good. Okay. He took it again. Once again, Capel. Any other character, I would just do it, but because of the one whiff, I was like, I just stopped doing it. It's really bad. Okay, we got the close slash. He bursts. Close slash again. Again, the 5P. Like, this is so... I actually am super tight watching this. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm super tight watching this. And the return he gets is so good. Like, he just did 40% off that jab. Let's just tell you, like your anti-air game needs to be really good, and hers is good. Like, there it is. I got desperate, and that's it. So he turned it around from my set point to taking it really clean in the last game. Super good job. It is crucial, and like, I have a thing too where this is also just advice. This is more for people who are starting to compete. Anyone can use this advice, by the way, but this is more for people who are starting to compete, especially. You need to remember how you feel emotionally after these sets, you know, because that's gonna be the thing you want to check after to see like where you can improve. But the way you feel might not necessarily match up with the actual footage. So you do have to watch the footage. This is like actually a rare time for me personally where how I felt about the set, like after I was like, man, like I just kept letting him jab me anti-air. I'm Milia, but I bugged out because it whiffed the just one time. It actually matched up with how the set went, because those jabs are a huge factor, because you really should not be able to anti-air Milia that easily, and he was getting it really consistently because I just was not using capital. So just keep that in mind. I think he played it really well. So now on to top 8. So this is against Princess Slim, Axl. So again, I lost K7, and then I beat Furious Pillows Nago. I believe the score was like 3-1. Pretty comfortable against Nago. I beat Chris G 3-0. I'm really comfortable against Axl, and it's a really good matchup for Milia. It's probably his worst matchup, so that was fine. And then I beat Pride Stark Red 3-0. That's Milia vs Soul. Some of you guys come at me and say, how dare you say that Milia vs Soul is even, but I don't know what to tell you besides it's even, and please work on your footsie. So we continue into top 8 from the loser side. Me, the dummy, forgot to set my buttons round 1, so Princess Slim took the round, and we're just going into round 2. Now, how I think people vary by the game how they do it. Like in Dragon Ball, people will just take the whole game. Slim took the round. I was like, honestly, do what you want. It's up to you. I would take it if I were you, because you don't want to have that thought of, oh, what if I took the round when you like give it back to somebody. I've definitely not only done that myself, but I've heard people also be like, man, if I just took that round, I would have won. I'm like, you just don't want, just take that off the table. Like if the opponent makes a like a, oh, I didn't set my buttons type of mistake or something, just take it. Like just take it, so that if you do lose anyway, you don't fucking think about what would happen if you took it. You know what I mean? Princess Slim, one of the Axls that actually helped me learn this matchup, so shouts to her. Bedman is not in the game, but you know, Axl is definitely suitable. This is a lot about getting a read on Axl's movement, but Milia is actually just really good at doing it, because she can move around the screen without committing very heavily. That being said, I'm going to smoke this game, so nice trying to chip me out. I'm pulling up aggressively. A lot of my countermeasure to Axl involves like understanding that certain things are super minus on hit and block, so like 2P and 2H. Using dash block because of how much easier it is in this game compared to other GG games. And then like in certain situations, cycling options in a way to discourage Axl from preempting, because the main reason why this match is so hard for Axl is because he has to more or less preempt a lot in like full screen and mid-range, and you know, Milia is just so fast, so mobile, so many ways of adjusting her positioning with her various moves. Slim doing a good job controlling space. Okay, the trade. Now, as far as defense, so you're gonna see me talk about a lot, and I high-key wish the Chris G set was streamed, because I mentioned this in my Evo run, but players from different games have different defensive tendencies based on just what they're used to, what they're used to dealing with, right? So Slim is both an Exert player, but also plays SF5, so her defense actually pretty interesting. Her defensive timing, like how to like tag it. I didn't get that many of them. I got some, but I didn't get that many of them. Okay, the backstep. This is the matchup knowledge. Nice mash. Very, very, very fast. This is before the Lust Shaker buff, right? So Axl's pretty good against spaced S-Disc. You have to be really far for Axl to not punish with Far Slash. Okay, we go for the low, but just kidding. We're baiting the YRC into a combo. I thought it was a little bit too far for the 2H. 2H is the absolute biggest damage. Alright, I didn't break the wall right away. She got hit. BRC? Hey, BRC at them. I wonder who told you to do that. That's crazy. What a throw. I was tight. I'm not gonna lie. I was super tight. Okay, I'm playing it safe. Playing it safe. Trying to just get close or get that last hit. His jet plays so good. Okay, nice to JS. I like, at that moment, I was like, it's time to run, but I didn't pull up in time. Okay, so Slim's up right now. Round start 5H, I don't really have a response to. I tried to experiment a little bit. You can't roll. When I say experiment, I mean in the set. You can't roll under it. I think it hits S disc. I was like, man, what do I do about this? Still stuff I'm meaning to lab. 2S whiffs, Capel saves me. That Capel is going to be really important for the rest of the set. You're going to notice Slim, like, just really discouraged from anti-airing me while I'm floating around up there. Okay, so we take that. We also take a big advantage of Axl having a 6-frame normal. So because that 6K hit, you know, Milia's +4 on 6K. So throwing there is really, really good against Axl because he doesn't have the throw invincibility to get away with a mash there. Okay. Playing it safe, try 2S again, it fails. Okay, overhead hits. Burst. The sound setup, as you guys could see, I did not have a headset. We had to just rely on the sound of the stage, but it wasn't like laggy. It wasn't like delayed, which is nice. Okay, it doesn't splat. Another mix. Just kidding. Now another mix. Well, here it's like endgame, so I definitely was gonna spend meter on a mix up right away if Slim blocked. Okay. Oh, the counter, but unfortunately, that's actually a pretty rare situation too. So Slim tried to counter PRC me because Axl whiffed the button, right? But the blue RC slowdown still applies, so I still managed to get that conversion. Nice block on the low. Notice I didn't do anything because I know that Axl is good against S disc here. Okay, trying to pull up, using super jump to just be like, oh, I was so spooked by the way. I was like, oh my god, the air throw is coming, and it didn't come. We got the button pressed, thankfully. Okay, mix time. Let's go. Bad Moon. I kind of felt like I thought the wall was gonna break, so you can talk about that like little trick, because I have gotten a couple of DMs of people telling me like that's fake or like that's not a good mix up or whatever. So like in my head, like I have the spread of 50-50s, like just actual 50-50s that she has, and then like you have a couple of tricks, right? So like one example of a trick that she has is like 6H into Bad Moon. I don't really like this one because there's just no low option. You know what I mean? It's really just like, is your opponent awake or not? After you block the first hit of 6H, your opponent should be standing. Damn, we are hella supporting Beefoteki today. Lord Beefoteki, please upload these to YouTube, by the way, so I don't get smoked by these ads. Thank you. Okay, anyway. Yeah. But the thing about like the Bad Moons I do after disc, so like I know that it's technically fuzzyable, and of course you could like actually put a 50-50 there by just timing your low there. But the main thing is like it's outside of the standard timings, because like right now for the most part she has like her standard air dash 50-50 and then the FTC one that's like faster. So there's like two different unfuzzyable mix-ups there. So while my opponent is super focused on that, I just slide that in. So like for me it's more of a I just really want to hit them selection. That if they're focused on other stuff, in my head it's just going to hit. It's a nice little stack thing. It's great for closing rounds, things like that. So you can kind of like, when you're thinking about mix-ups, especially if you play a mix-up centric character, you gotta like categorize what you have in your head, right? Like your go-to 50-50s that you're doing like 90-95% of the time, and then you have like your little tricks and things that you use when like you really actually need to get a hit. I have a ton of examples of stuff like this from other games when applicable, you know what I mean? So like, you know, I played Mitsuru in Persona 4 Arena. She doesn't really, the way her mix-up works, she doesn't really have something like that. Like she, essentially, you really just have to do the instant overhead or low, or delay instant overhead or low, and like that's it. So honestly, the world is yours with Aichi. Like she used to have dice shitting, and like in offline events, for example, you could like only input it 3 times. It's super, you have to input 6 times. You can input it 3 times and go like mash on an empty button for the rest, so people would hear that, and then you throw them. There's all sorts of like one-off tricks you could do. So I tend to mix up, but when possible, I tend to mix both, and I try to make sure I use stuff that isn't doesn't have like as clear of a solution. Like to me, like that 6H bad moon that I see some people do, it has like such a clear, like they just have to know that there's no low option and like that's it, the thing is gone. Where like bad moon FTC like that, it's like, you know, if you're not it, like there's no ready or not ready, and you can make it unfuzzyable technically, and it's just something you just like slide in there, and then they're like, oh my fucking god, like I just don't know what's coming and when, type of thing. Okay, so next is me versus Temple Nut, Giovanna. I played a lot against Giovanna, but I mean, okay, so more recently though, I've been getting more comfortable against her. For a while, I wasn't feeling comfortable against her, and I didn't know why. And I thought it was really odd because I feel so comfortable against Chip in like the ground game, for example, right? Where against Giovanna, I was like, man, like there's just something that's just really off-putting about Giovanna's neutral, and I don't know how to word it, but the way I think about it now is that like it's a combination of her step dash and how like active she is. Like, you know, she does like step far slash, right? She's sliding with that hitbox there. It's not like you're seeing a character run at you. She kind of just slides at you with a hitbox, and her air dash is pretty low to the ground, and it goes like the same distance. So once I kind of got that internalized, I was like, okay, so I just have to think about this, the positioning a little bit differently. There's the bad moon again. I'm gonna close it. As far as this one, I was definitely more confident than Slim, by the way. Like when I played Slim, like Slim's really good. Like I got the matchup advantage, you know. But I was like, you know, if I'm not on my shit, like I can like maybe have this get away from me. Where against Sebulna, I was like, oh, you know, like this is probably pretty fine. Like I'm more comfortable with this match than I used to be. I usually beat him. Like it should be all good. Okay, we beat the YRC. The only thing I noticed about him is like some of his responses in situations felt odd to me, but like thankfully Milia's defensive stack doesn't rely so much on like mashing rather than like pushing them away and then trying to use your movement to escape. So like I am getting away from him while being like, oh, what a weird choice. You know what I mean? Also, if you're wondering why I'm not wearing a sponsor shirt, this is out of necessity. I had no choice. I had no clothes. My car got wrecked on Friday, so I can go home. Be like that. Your boy's a trooper. Anyway. Okay, we use S-Disc. S-Disc are really strong tools. So now in like the current patch, it's definitely stronger than it was. But originally I used this move in a couple matchups like Geo, not like Nago, to deal with their really strong low. So Geo has that sweep, -3, -3 on block, super disjointed, and it reaches really deep into her step range. This is definitely on purpose. It helps her play footsies a lot, and the S-Disc is really nice because then if she steps, you hit her, and if she does sweep, you hit her. So it's actually pretty good, and the range you like to use it at, it tends to be even or slightly plus, like +1 or 2. If anything, so I haven't actually checked this on my own, but if anything, that's probably the biggest thing about the new S-Disc is that I don't actually know the advantage on it straight up. Okay, getting into the corner, relying on that stagger 5k. The stagger 5k is really good for Capcom players. I actually like Tumblenut plays a bunch of varied fighting games, but I also am like, you know, he tends to make odd choices on offense and defense. So let me hedge, and rather than building like using some traditional thing like close slash 6H or something, or close slash delay 2S to hit, let's use 5k and be like super non-committal and just see the timing where he's like press buttons or like trying to move or something. Okay, we use capital to get in from downtown. Oh, nice. Got the counter hit, but no combo. Oh my god, that happens so many times. I get anti-air if I close slash when I'm trying to do falling JS. So he's actually very vulnerable. Like, they really want you to use JS just as an air versus air, and then JH is your jump in. JH or JK. Preferably jump H though, are your jump ins. So this happens like a couple times. Goes for charge dust. I think the best Milia gets is usually like far slash. So like, if you're like woke, you could do like dash 2k, but I think it's kind of tough. Okay, kind of dummy backstep from me in the corner, but hey. So we go for the 1-1. Good stuff to Tumble Out, taking that game. I'm mostly moving for these games too. So like you know, some people are like, man, I'm really surprised you're playing this tournament despite what happened to you. But I think I really felt it on the second day because I was just so exhausted doing this. I'm not using it as an option select, by the way. I think I played pretty well. I just remember being like, yo, I gotta fight through this. Like, I gotta like make sure I'm standing up all the time and walking around because I am really, really tired. I almost got to whiff punish. There, you should check with your character, but generally sweep will whiff punish Giovanna's far slash. He pulls up. So I'm really reliant on jumping against her, mostly because like if you FD her multi-hitting hits, sometimes the last hit will whiff, which gives you a guaranteed escape. The Giovanna player, if it's possible to confirm this, I actually think it's just not. They can still swing though, because there are hits that have connected, so she can cancel it even if a hit whiffs. So again, it's mostly another thing of I'm just trying to get out type beat. Okay, as you can see, so like the far slash is like, I don't know how minus it is. I'm gonna make up a number and say it's like -8 or something, and like my man's trying to do like far slash dash far slash. So using this is pretty low committal option. You could jump or like fuzzy jump or like backstep or something. Okay, he's trying to chase. I walk under. Walking under, pretty important. Just gets you out without, you know, having a challenge. Pretty nice. Okay, thankfully I did not get countered. If you get countered by that, you are like dead. Okay, chasing the movement after the whiff. Get a nice little mix up here. This should be same side. Yep. Into a throw. He's got meter. So I actually forget this. Lord, be protected. Please put these on YouTube. Please, I'm begging you. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna break the wall, trying to kill. So like I was mentioning before, I don't remember. I probably gotta go actually write this down so I keep it in mind. But like so for example, Kai, if you do throw H disc jump heavy to Kai, he does ride the lightning, he's actually gonna hit you. Giovanna shouldn't hit you. Emphasis on shouldn't. I believe her super is 8 frames, correct me if I'm wrong. But I just wanted to not mess it up. I mean, already in tournament earlier, I mean, it was the day before, but I missed a H disc up throw safe jump on Eno. I didn't want, and Giovanna gets a ton of damage for connecting that, so I really didn't want to mess that up. Okay, the burst came quickly this time. We're playing neutral, nice IAD. Man's pulling up. Carefully, my back to the wall. Trying to play that space a little bit. It's nice. Like, oh, you can see how huge 2D is. So H-Disc also works against 2D, but like you're just leaving yourself way more vulnerable because she could just do a ton of stuff to hit you. She could ID, she could dash forward slash, just a lot of stuff. Mix is happening. Looking at the resource. Was definitely looking for YRC. Mans gave it to me. One little mix, cross him up in the corner. You know how we do. You know how we do by now. Okay. Nice close slash. So those times where we see me standing is definitely I'm holding up. Once she does 2S, there's no threat of sweep anymore. So I'm just hella holding up for a little bit while I'm trying to confirm the situation. Nice. He caught my backstep. But he took his turn. Okay. Yeah, I might do swinging. Swinging on the minus frames. It do be like that. Okay. Round number 3. Okay. Using S-Disc again, the way I told you guys. He tried to backstep. Thankfully, her 5K. This is one of the many things I like about her 5K. It's delay cancelable into itself. You have plenty of time to hit confirm. So I burst. I don't want him to get the. It looked like 45% incoming. Bad moon. Bad moon. I cannot tell you why I didn't RC. I'm a bum. Okay. There's the knockdown. Man's pulled up. I got plenty of meter to work with. He chased in such a weird way. Like that's another like, oh, are you trying to air throw me or no? But thankfully we got the walk under. Okay. Chasing. There I YRC. It's pretty late in the game. So it's a pretty rare. Like I said, I don't YRC a ton defensively because of the meter penalty. I'm still not getting meter. I'm probably not gonna get meter for the rest of the round, honestly. Some meaning. Okay, finally. It's like 9 seconds. We get the throw and boom. Okay, so next is going to be me versus Nash fam. We played in so many tournaments in different games. This time we're doing Milia versus May. This is, I guess, losers semifinals by now. May I'm actually pretty comfortable against. overall. There was actually also a teams tournament that was streamed, but not a lot of it, and I played a pretty good mid. It's Blue Linksys. I probably said the name wrong. Sorry, bro. My dude started pretty strong here. So this is a lot about just moving and not getting hit by jump heavy and how you defend Dolphin. But you're going to actually notice some pretty odd things about this set. This is one of those that I definitely thought, again, like I made some pretty crucial mistakes. There's it is, the JD. So she has a disjointed air versus air that has air options. And her movement options off this is actually a pretty Exert-esque. Like, and what I mean is, like, it's rising normal, and then after the rising normal, your opponent's gonna pick a movement option, and you, especially as the Milia player, I'm not talking about you like filling in my shoes, but you play like Kai or Soul or something. Like, as a Milia player, you have to chase people who do this type of option. One, because she can, and two, it will make them feel way more stressed out. This type of thing, you're going to see it a couple times, at least in this set. This type of thing is really common in Exert, where Soul does like Rising JH, and he would do like air dash forward, air dash back, or falling. May would do Rising JS, air dash forward, air dash back, or falling after the whiff. It was a very common movement pattern. It was one of those things that like people are moving, but the movement doesn't mean that much. Like they're kind of just fishing. And one of the privileges of playing Milia is you can hit this type of movement. So a lot of the times where I say a character in this game is less mobile than before is because they can't do that. Nashvan just did it, and you could tell I'm not used to it because if you go look for an Exit VOD of me playing against these characters, May had it, Soul had it also, for example. As soon as I see the rising normal, I'm ready, I'm running over there. But I had fought against May who used JD against Milia. I assume they used it against Chip as well, but I had not played against it with the additional movement option as well. So I felt like I gave neutral ground that I shouldn't have given. You know what I mean? And you, again, when you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. Thankfully, my defense. So Nash fan in the corner. I was kind of waiting for burst. She's a kind of a gold burst character. Nice block. That one I thought, because I did JK. I don't know. I can't tell you why I pressed JK instead of JH, but I think the Bad Moon was high enough that it wasn't like the 2 selection height. But I took the first game in a decent way. Okay, air dashing over to 2S. Okay, we punish. Okay, we get the low cross. Low, he tried to dolphin out of it. I don't know why. 6P. Chasing the backdash there. She doesn't really get like a mix-up, but I tried to like steal a turn. Cross up. Just Milia things happening. Okay, overhead block to get the throw. 2 selection, of course. He has a little bit more life. Throw. Nice Milia round right there. Nice Milia round. You love to see it. Okay. The JD had started around. I peel off. Nice. It makes me feel like this was so good by Nashvan, because I'm not prepared. It makes me like, you can see how I'm already less confident in my anti-air selection, because I'm just not picking anti-air, you know what I mean? Like in a bunch of spots where I would normally, because I'm not sure if he's gonna do JD, and if he does JD, it's like, what do I do? Like, the answer is actually obvious, because it's just something that is in old Guilty Gear, but I just was not ready. I had not fought against that. You know me, like I like to say, I'm that normal. Like the main reason why I look strong is just because I prepare. Like I'm actually it's pretty tough for me to deal with strong tactics I don't prepare for in advance. Like sometimes you run into somebody who tries some shenanigans on you, and you kind of can just like hold out in a strong way. But like if there's like a strong tactic like that, and I'm not prepared for it, I'm just like, man, like what do I do? Okay, we're doing this pretty well. This tilted me out of control. I did it too early, and this actually cost me the game. That's something like I usually never mess up. So actually, when you go for that safe jump, like it does vary on the weight, but like the easy way to do it is you just you can see that I'm like, that little pause is me being like, what the fuck, because you have to delay extra on light characters. And the fact that you got to throw from that, like that ended the game, that I missed that. And that safe jump could have been like round, you know. Okay, Nashvan doing a good job. This is a May round for sure. The buttons were placed well. The only mercy was that I didn't die from the command grab. Yeah, see, looking back at the match, I'm like, oh, you could have definitely 6P'd that. But like in the moment, I'm just like, man, like what do they do after this? Because like she has air options. I'm just really not familiar. Okay, he tried to use the ball. Milia actually generally, so most characters they will just hit the ball. Milia is so fast you can get under the ball. So if you're having problems against that, I definitely recommend going for that. I swap sides. A JH hits me a little bit too far for the punish. He's trying to close. Okay, getting dolphined. Yeah, I got memed. Now he's feeling really comfortable because I'm not stopping. Like I'm definitely tunnel visioning on the jump D, and now he's feeling comfortable. Like, oh, you know, LK's not hitting me out of anything. I'm just going. So I'm taking a little break, and then we go for it. That's probably like the biggest note I took about this set is like, yeah, like for JD, this is like just some exert situation where you can see like I'm trying to deal with it, but you see me just peeling off. Like in the moment, I'm like, it's probably better to like disengage. But then also like May's jump heavy is so big that like, if I pick the wrong way to move, then I'm gonna get smoked. Okay. I saw a ton of cap shit in the chat, by the way. Like, the longer you play set against Milia, yeah, like the longer you play against Milia, the easier she should be to fight. And I was sitting there like, nah, son. Nah, son. Also, again, Lord Beefateki, put these on YouTube. What are you doing? Okay, anyway. Okay, we get him with the low. There's a perfect example of what I was talking about all the way. Like, okay, I won this round, but like, I can definitely pick a selection that will like kill there rather than having to go for another mix-up. Okay. Anyway, we run under. Putting her down, I put on the disc. Overhead gets thrown. There's so many people. You guys can't actually imagine how tilted I am. I get when people do like mash out of some of these spots, because Milia is like she is usually like plus 20, slightly over plus 20. It depends a little bit on how you do it, but there's only one thing where she's like plus 6 or so. I think when you do like land 2K and then dash, you don't have that much frame advantage, but you still have a lot. And then when you do like jump-ins, she's like super plus. So like when people pick those options, I'm like, Jesus. Like, but that's also, you know, that's just GG. Sometimes people do that. You gotta account for it. There's a JD, and it forces you down. That's just so good, actually. Okay, I'm waiting. So in this version of the game, the selection is pretty rough, you know, because if you do S disc, you're really dead. Okay, nice block. Oh, I got thrown. Bro, I just be not closing rounds, huh? I've cracked again. Yes, I fucking forgot this. Bro, this is actually pain. This is actually pain for me to watch. My dude did a good job keeping it solid. I definitely, that was so bad. That was so bad on my part. Nice. That hit me from behind. The JH hit me from behind. Dolphin. JS. I don't do anything about it. I'm sorry, not JS. JD. Don't do anything about it again. Okay. Okay. So it is coming up that I'm addressing. Okay, there you got the counter hit, but you got the punish. It's not counter hit, so I don't mind taking that. Where like off S disc, it could be like counter hit. So I'm holding up to deal with Dolphin. JS. I'm kind of high. We get the cross. Trying to do my best to take this back. Okay. Bad moon hits. Burst is not in play. I go for some shit I never do. I tried to meme him. And we try to endure. Jump heavy. Good stuff. Okay, so at least that one was... I actually don't remember the game ending like that, but it do play like that sometimes. There's another example of like... Should I have actually done the combo? Let's actually go take a look. Should I have actually done the combo? Let's take a look. The rare LK in a YouTube video going actually back to see. It wouldn't have killed. I don't think that would have killed. I think there it was the right choice to go for the setup. But I went for a cap setup. I went for a super cap setup actually. Yeah, this one I feel pretty disappointed about. So good games to everybody. I ended up getting 4th in this tournament. The 2 people I lost to were in grand finals, so good stuff. And this is what I'm saying, man. Like, this is why you go back and look at the stuff. Like, I definitely feel like I cracked, and my opponents just kept it together. And I felt like I could have won these sets. I felt like I could have won the 2 sets I lost for sure. I just didn't keep it together. There's small optimizations I could do. My opponents did a good job. GG's to everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.